Chapter 7, Part 1. Contents. Books of prime entry. The books of prime entry is the list. Sales journal, sales returns journal, purchase returns journal. Books of prime entry. Business as usual. Use books of prime entry to record goods sold on credit, goods purchased on credit, sales returns and purchase returns. Books of prime entry are also known as books of original entry or subsidiary books. The name of these books has arisen because all transactions should be recorded in one of these books before they are entered in the ledger. Books of prime entry, the list. The books of prime entry are cash book, petty cash book, sales journal, purchase journal, sales return journal, purchase return journal, general journal. Sales journal. The sales journal is a list of the names of businesses to which credit sales were made. The value of the sales and dates on which sales were made. The sales journal is sometimes referred to as sales book or the sales day book. This journal is written up using copies of the invoices sent to the customers. The entries are summarized as follows. When goods are sold on credit, enter the date, customer name and invoice total in the sales value. Debit the customer's account in the sales ledger with the invoice total. At the end of the month, credit the sales account in the nominal ledger with the sales journal total. This will now form the double entry for all individual debit entries in the sales ledger. Sales returns journal. The sales returns journal is a list of name of the businesses, the value of goods returned, and the goods on which the returns were made. The sales returns journal is also known as the sales returns book or the returns inward book or returns inwards journal. This journal is written up using copies of the credit notes sent to the customers. The entries are summarized as follows. When goods are returned by a credit customer, enter the date, credit customer name and credit note total in sales return journal. Credit the customer's account in the sales ledger with the credit note total. At the end of the month, debit the sales return account in the nominal ledger with the sales return journal total. This will now form the double entry for all individual credit entries in the sales ledger. Purchase journal. The purchase journal is a list of names of businesses from which credit purchases were made. The value of the purchases and the dates on which purchases were made. The purchase journal is also called the purchase book or the purchases table. This journal is written up using the invoices received from suppliers. The entries are summarized as follows. When goods are purchased on credit, enter the date, supplier name and invoice total in the purchases journal. Credit the supplier's account in the purchases ledger with the invoice total. At the end of the month, debit the purchases account in the nominal ledger with the purchases journal total. This will now form the double entry for all individual credit entries in the purchases ledger. Purchase returns journal. The purchases returns journal is a list of names of businesses, the value of goods returned and the date on which returns were made. The purchases returns journal is also known as purchases returns book or the returns outward book or returns outward journal. This journal is written up using credit note received from suppliers. The entries are summarized as follows. When goods are returned to a customer, credit supplier, enter the date, supplier name and the credit note total in the purchases return journal. Debit the supplier's account in the purchases ledger with the credit note total. At the end of the month, credit the purchase returns account in the nominal ledger with the purchases return journal total. This will now form the double entry for all individual debit entries in the purchases ledger.